So you create the event, you put the timer on the page, and then you set your emails to go out at a specific time before the webinar starts or before the cart closes, right? And this huge advantage in 2.0 that ClickFunnels has built on this with the event countdown timer. So I'm going to show you. I just want to go over the importance of it right there, but now I want to show you how it's all set up, and so we'll do a share screen, and I'll show you that right now. Okay, so here we are in ClickFunnels 2.0. If you don't have a webinar funnel, that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how this works in the webinar funnel. You can go ahead and grab the share link. I'll put the share link in the description below, and you can just add that to your account. If you don't have an account, it's going to prompt you to start your account. So I just wanted to put that in there. It's going to make it all very easy. And I'm also going to put the follow-up funnel, which is all the email flow and automation in there as well. So let's go into the funnel coaching. This is, sorry. That's not what I want. I want the copy of webinar funnel. So this is the one that we're going to do. So here we are, and we'll just do a quick preview. And there, you know, here's the countdown timer. It's not actually set right now. So what we want to do is we're going to manage events. One time. Okay. So let's go. I'll show you where to edit so we want to create an event. So first thing we want to do is create an event. So we're going to go into marketing down here with the little envelopes tab. Okay. And then we're going to have countdown timers and countdown events. So what we want to do is start with the events, right? You're going to create an event. And I'll create a countdown event. And this will be it's going to be recurring. This will be YouTube video test event. It's going to be recurring. You can make it one time if you want, or there's a hybrid. I haven't gotten into the hybrid. I guess you can do it on day of the week. Okay, so day of the week. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, but I'm just going to do recurring. And so basically recurring intervals every one. Oh, okay, so we're going to do every 7 days, right? I just want to do this weekly, and then we'll create that countdown event. After you create the countdown event, let's go to timers, right? Let's create a timer for this. So we're going to create the countdown timer. And then you just pick a template that you like for this. I just like these blue circles. I like these ones the best. So I'm going to choose that. Okay. And then create the countdown timer. Okay, that's the name. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. And then you can change the fonts, the colors, if you wanted to. You can do the counter font size if you wanted to change that. Any labels that you want to have in here. That's for the labels for like underneath when it's showing the days, the hours, the minutes. The background, you can give it a background if you want. And expiration shows zeros, expired. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. So from there, now we go back over to the funnels. So now we have that created. And I'm going to go into my webinar funnel. And in the webinar funnel, we're going to do this. We're going to manage events. So you click the 3 dots here on the side. A lot of your editing stuff on the page level can be right here. 3 dots on the side. We're going to manage events. Test event. No, but I want to do detach this event. Yes, I want to detach this event, and I want to add a new one. Okay. So calendar event is going to be the YouTube video tests, the one that we just created. Not registered action. Redirect register visitor on page view. Okay, we're going to register the visitor after form submission. And then we're going to attach that. And then we go inside, we're going to edit this. So on the first page, we're just going to put a regular countdown timer. Actually, we'll do it evergreen, right? And we'll do it time resets weekly on Mondays. Let's do it on Tuesdays because today's Monday. So, and 24 hours reset time. Sure. That's just, 12 o'clock midnight. That says 24 hours, 0 sec. Okay. Time zone, EST, whatever time zone you're in. Expiration. What do we want to show? Just show expired. No, we don't want to hide the content. No, I'm not going to do that. Policy. Auto reset the timer. So it'll reset every 24 hours. I'm sorry. It should be every Time resets should be weekly, right? So let's save that. And let's take a preview. So we have 14 hours to the event starts because that was for tomorrow. And then it'll reset back to 0. So then they have to register, but your event won't be until, let's say, Thursday, right? Because usually, like Russell says, do your webinars on Thursdays, and then you have your closing cart email sequence from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Building that pressure about the cart closing. So there it is. So that's set. So whenever you want the registration to stop, just set a regular timer on the first page, which I think this is important because this kind of confused me in the beginning. So you're going to set whenever the webinar starts right here. Right, this is what you're going to do. This countdown timer is not going to be a calendar event. Not the calendar event. Okay. Now, when they register for this, then they are part of that countdown time. They're going to be registered under that countdown timer, if that makes sense. Right. And the reason you want them registered for that countdown event is because once it's done, the cart is going to close, right? So this person's going to they're going to register for the webinar. On the next page, this is the thank you page, right? It's like, hey, we're confirming your webinar registration. Cool. Okay, your webinar it'll tell them when the webinar is going to start. This is the broadcast page, and here's the order form, the cart. And let's take a look at this. So here's the cart, and what'll happen is we can put a timer on here. Actually, let me do that. Let me add that onto the order form. So we're going to manage events, and this is going to be a calendar event, and it's going to be the YouTube test event, not registered action. So they should be registered at this point. We'll do page view. I'll do on page view, and now we'll attach it. Right, and I'm going to go into the editor. And we're just going to add this in, right? We're going to add a timer. We'll put it up here. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to find the timer. Did I pass it? Sometimes it's hard for me to find these things. I did. I think, yeah. Countdown. That's what it is. I was looking for something that said timer. So we're going to, now this will be the calendar event. And what's the calendar event? I already attached it on the funnel map section. That's where when you click the 3 dots on the side, that's where you do it. So there's my timer. So that'll show people that, okay, there's this much time before the cart closes, right? And that's the point, because we want that to happen. And so what'll happen is when the timer gets to 0, because it'll recognize people that are registered, and when it gets to 0, what'll happen is you can set the redirect, and when it redirects, it's going to go take them right back to the registration page, right, for the webinar. Sorry, you missed the cart. The cart is closed. Now you have to register and watch the webinar over again. You have to go through the process because you didn't purchase. Right? And what that does, it does 2 things. It lets them know that it's real, that the countdown timer is real. If you don't purchase in that time, you have to wait, and possibly might not even show up again, right? This might be your last chance. And then, so it does that, which is great. And then it, provides them with a little more like incentive to purchase, right? So that's really the whole point of it. Because people will wait. They'll wait. They're like, oh, I don't believe you. I don't think this is real. But when the cart closes and they can no longer get access, it's going to create this incentive, this FOMO, and they want to be part of it, right? So let me save this, and let's do a quick test. So there it is, 167 hours. I mean, we don't want that, but that's so. Yeah, let's show the days. Okay, we'll save that, and now we'll preview. And there it is. Okay, so 6 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes. All right, so that's basically how it's set, right? So now that we have that, the page is all set, the timers are set. By the way, if I confuse you with any of this and you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them. I'm trying to explain this the best I can and the way that makes sense. Hope that it's helping you, and if not, let me know so I can make it better. Now that it's all set, right? We have the timer in place. We have the timer on the first page for the webinar registration. That's set to reoccur, right? It's going to reset all the time. I'm getting a little hot. it's going to reset for every new webinar. So basically you would set that to be like, I don't know, let's say 30 minutes before the webinar starts, right? So if you're doing a live webinar, you want that 30 minutes before the webinar starts, and that clock will reset every webinar day 30 minutes before it starts. And this countdown timer is for the closing cart calendar event, right? This is what you want. You want this to be the closing cart countdown timer. Okay. With that being said, let's go back to this page. This first page. Now remember when we added the countdown event to this page, we added the event here, right? So we managed the event and we added the calendar event, right? The YouTube test video test event. It's recurring. It occurs every 7 days. This is just something you set in the event, but it registers visitor after form submission, right? So once they register, we want to trigger the workflow, right? So that's all the automation, the emails automation, the delays, the timing of each email is going to go into this workflow. And, and it takes a lot of thinking and brain power to set this all up. And that's why, like, I'm going to put the share link down below. So if you have 2.0 or if you don't have 2.0, you're going to click the link below and it's going to add it directly into your account. And let me show you that right now. But first thing you have to attach it, right? So we're going to attach the workflow. The workflow is already built, so we're not going to go through how to build it. It's already built, right? All you have to do is click and download it into your account. So we're going to load workflows. We're looking for the webinar registration sequence template. All right, I'm going to select this. So what's going to happen? We're going to tell ClickFunnels what to do right now. We're saying, okay, we need to calendar event contact registered. So this is the trigger, right? Contact registered, that's the trigger. We're going to attach this workflow. So there's the trigger, right? The first thing to happen, it says event type, calendar event, contact registered, funnel, copy of webinar funnel. That's the one we're just working on. Page, the perfect webinar squeeze page. That was the page that they register on, okay? So that's just showing you what it is. And make sure it's toggled on. So it's off, and then that's on. So when someone registers, they're going to start this sequence. The first thing they're going to get right away, immediately, there's no delay, is a registration confirmation, right? I'm not going to go into the details of the email. You can go in and change it up after you add this to your account. And then there's going to be a 5-minute delay. And then that's going to be an attendance reminder, quick email, a 5-hour delay, share replay video. Okay, so this is going to be, for that webinar, it's not a live webinar, it's a replay webinar. And so there'll be a 5-hour delay. So after 5 hours, it's technically going to be a replay, right? If I was to do a live webinar, the settings would be a little bit different. I would have two workflow events with 2 different calendars. One for the registration for the webinar and one for the cart closing. And so if I was doing a live webinar, the first countdown timer would be for the start of the webinar, so that way I could have these emails not on delay, but they would be set to before the webinar starts, right? So this is for a webinar replay. So after the attendance reminder, there's going to be a 5-hour delay, right? So attendance reminder is probably like 5 minutes. Hey, the webinar's starting in 5 minutes or 15 minutes, and then it's going to last for an hour and a half. And so 5 hours later, it's going to be like, hey, you missed if you missed the webinar, here's the replay. Now we get into a little bit different, right? These are the commands we're telling it as far as the delay or the timing. See, up here was a 5-hour delay. Up here was a 5-minute delay, right? So it starts with a 5-minute delay. We go to 5 hours delay. Now it's not a delay. It's wait till 3 days before calendar event. And that calendar event is the close of cart. And so 3 days before it closes, we're doing, hey, post webinar email number 2. And it's like, hey, cart is closing. Now we're going to wait 60 hours before the calendar event. The closing of the cart is the calendar event. We're going to wait 60 hours. All right. And then you're going to get another post webinar email saying, hey, cart's closing. Now we're at 2 days, right? So 48 hours before the cart closing event. Another email, hey, cart is closing. We're building pressure. Now 36 hours, right? So now we're at a day and a half before. Another email, some more pressure. 1 day before, cart closing. 8 hours before. So now we're getting down to the day. post webinar email number 23. Wait 5 hours before the calendar event, cart closing, and then wait 2 hours before the calendar event, cart closing number 3, and then that end, and that'll be it, right? So that's all there. Let me see what kind of, I don't even know let's see the preview. Yeah. So, and then the emails themselves, it gives you prompts on what to put in here, right? So here you do your stack, you would insert your countdown timer here. You give the program name, the button to the program order form, or just a link. So it gives you everything that you're looking for. It'll tell you exactly what you need to put into your account, into each email. And like I said, I put those share links down in below in the details so you can use those. I hope that this all makes sense. There was certain parts in the email. So in every email, you can put that countdown timer in there. So every time they open the email, they'll see that cart closing countdown timer. I just didn't show it in this video, but I totally can. And a couple other things, right? So the link is in the description. I do ClickFunnels coaching. So if you need help with getting your funnel finished and built and launched, I can help you with that. If you need to discuss strategy, like your ideal customer, your avatar, I can help you with that. Your messaging, the hooks, the hook writing, all those things. I've been working on Fiverr for a couple of years now. I've been working with ClickFunnels for 5 years. So I'm moving my business off of Fiverr. You can always check me out there too. I'll put that link in the description as well. But I have coaching, so you can sign up right now if you want to work with me one-to-one. Pretty much do 1 hour session, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90-minute sessions, whatever you need. We'll do a screen share. And what I do is either like we talk about funnel strategy and I help you plan out your blueprint and your hook writing and your messaging, or I can just help you build your funnel and get it built and launched. Like maybe you're struggling with the domain, setting up your automation, setting up your webinar like we were just doing. So any of that stuff. If you have any questions, put those in the comments. And if you want to see more videos on ClickFunnels, make sure you subscribe because I'll be doing a ton of videos coming out here on ClickFunnels to help you out. So without further ado, if you want to see another video, go ahead and check out one right here. If not, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.